This podcast contains profanity and explicit material from the outset,
which may not be suitable for children or sensitive adults.
The views expressed are made in humour and are not designed to offend.
Now
sit back and enjoy.
Oh yeah, episode 4,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Little Pigs podcast.
We thank you all for your continued love and support, and we bring you another edition of our thoughts, concerns, amateur research, and hopefully a laugh or two.
Are we going to say thank you every time? Because I feel like that's just...
We'll do it
I'm not
up
gonna
to episode 5, and then every 5th episode after that, and
Okay,
then
sounds
every
good.
10th.
I don't want to
depending
say
on how many
thank you
we
to
do.
everybody all the time. It starts making us look weak.
Oh yeah. Actually, do you know what? Fuck yous.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Great news on the distribution front. We are now listed on Spotify. Yay, Spotify. What are we on Spotify as?
The Three Little Pigs podcast. Make sure you include the and podcast at the end.
Because if you type in the Three Little Pigs, all you'll get is various versions of the Three Little Pigs story.
Yeah,
about the huffing and the puffing.
This is probably not something you want to put your kids to sleep to.
No.
So
You could.
it depends on what kind of parent you are, really. I guess.
Depends type of child. The child is
good
as
point.
well.
Yeah.
Which is going to make it a lot easier to listen to, because I think a few people have been quite put off by SoundCloud. It's because it's a bit difficult. You sometimes have to download or log in and all that, and I know on mobile, and no disrespect to SoundCloud, but I don't think can you close your phone when it's playing on the browser.
If you get the app, you can.
But on browser you can't, which is it can be.
It worked for me when I played it through the browser. I was able to lock my
shut your phone. Maybe it's just me. Are we also in the process for Google or something?
Yeah, so Google Play as well as iTunes are in the process for that, just pending a review, so we will be hitting everything very shortly.
And also on that, I just like to make you aware of my other podcast on iTunes. It's called How I Made $70,000 in a Podcast. There's only one copy available, and it costs $70,000. So if you want that, just buy it, and I'll tell you how I made $70,000.
And you will be the exclusive owner.
Yeah.
It will be removed from all feeds.
Yeah. So again, as we said before on the other podcast, get involved, give us a like, share it to your friends, your enemies, your grannies, your pets, and spread it far and wide.
Yep.
Just like the Black Plague, which I covered on last week's show.
Throwback.
Throwback.
Black Plague.
Wait, what day is it? Monday.
It's Monday.
Oh, I was going to say Throwback Thursday, but it's not Thursday.
No.
See, I don't even know what day it is. So
Memory Monday. What can we call it that?
Memory Monday.
Memory Monday. That's like if I had a harp, I would play the going back in time harp music. Oh, yeah. What he did.
Dave just did a good mime of a harp.
Yeah.
The sound was in my head. I heard the sound. That's all that matters.
So if you're about to have a flashback in a dream, that's the sound.
Yeah.
That's the sound we made. So how are you, gentlemen? How have you been?
Good, thank you, sir. I'm currently on the leave from the work. So you have my undivided attention for the evening. And in the interest of full disclosure, I preloaded before I came here.
Nice!
Nice.
With a bottle of wine, so...
yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
At least he heeded my advice. And he went more than half the bottle.
Oh, yeah. Wait, how could he have a whole bottle if he only had half left?
Yeah, that's...
You be stealing wine from the neighbours.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Open another bottle.
He
never said
opened
that,
another one.
Yeah.
Up there for thinking, down there for dancing.
Logic.
Yeah, that's it. No, that's good. I was away on a little trip over the weekend, which was good. We got drunk, had some giggles, played dominoes.
Yeah? Is that the pizza place? Or
No, the
Dominoes?
game. Dominoes, the game.
Oh, nice.
Who the fuck plays dominoes anymore?
We did.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to question you any further.
No, that's okay. So if anyone wants to play dominoes, I probably won't play with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just,
I don't even know how to play dominoes. I've forgotten. I think I knew a long time
It's
ago.
just numbers. It's just like, it's like line up, snap. So like if you get like a 2, you've got to put a 2 next to it.
Can't you?
And if not, it's the next person's turn.
There's something else you can do.
Oh, you could do knife fight dominoes. That's a
few more holes.
Yeah.
I'd just end up throwing the dominoes at everybody.
I'd throw the knife.
Fuck off. Exactly right. You win every time. Knife.
What section are we starting with this week?
We are starting with
Weekly
Fuckwits.
Hey.
Okay, yeah, weekly fuckwits time. I'm going to go first because this is a topic I'm quite passionate about.
Okay.
Not weekly fuckwits, just this in particular thing.
Yep.
So last time I discussed about some issues at a service station.
Yes.
This time I'm going to discuss about some issues at a service station.
Going straight for the juggler.
Yeah, straight for the juggler. That's how you kill a circus. If you haven't listened to the last episode, jump back.
You just gave away the joke.
Oh, shut up. So yeah, right. So see when you go into fuel up, right? Yeah, if you're fueling up's always is a good or a bad experience,
Yeah.
right? But what gets me, and it's a busy day. Maybe it's a Saturday, right? Or Sunday. People it's busy. They want to go about their business. Oh fuck, I need to fuel up. Because some people work shifts. Some people work Monday to Friday, and not a lot of
Some people don't work at all.
Yeah, them too. But yeah, so people just want to go in. They want to grab their fuel and they want to leave, right? But, and there's a big but here. There's always that one fucker, right? Especially when it's busy. It's like 11 deep at the pumps. It's whether it's cheap fuel day or you've just caught it at the wrong time. Yeah. And what they do is they pull in and they take up the back pump of the queue. So they've been waiting in the queue as well. And their next pump available for them is the back one. But what they'll do is, and you'll know the people because they'll park just a little bit too far away from the pump, so that when the car on the opposite side leaves, you can't get round to get to the one in front. Just the way the cars are parked, right? And it's at this moment where they get out, they fuel up, and they've not really got a car full with them.
Yeah.
And they get out, and they go into the service station, and they get coffees and hot food, and if they've got children, they go and have a play in the fucking park, and all the while the fuel pump can't be used, and you can't get round, so there's like 2 fuel pumps out of operation, all because this person was too lazy to fuel up and park the car in the bays right next to the fucking where the fuel pumps are.
Yep.
Those pricks.
It falls back down to queue etiquette. Same
etiquette.
thing.
Queue etiquette. And to me, if you do this, you deserve a paddling.
Yeah.
That's what paddling.
You're a fuckwit.
You're a fuckwit. That's bottom line. Bottom line.
100%.
Good night.
Yep.
I'm a bit too passionate about this one. I need to stop.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. If you're going to get stuff out the servo, if you're going to go in for servo treats, park your car.
Yes.
Park car, pay for your fuel.
Park up.
And then you can get servo treats. You can spend as long as you want in there.
So this person you're talking about, did they go and do their shopping and shit first before getting fuel?
No, they get the fuel, but then they just leave the car.
They just leave the car at the pump. Yeah, I know that.
So instead of,
I thought you came across that rare one. The rare one that goes in first and does all the shit.
No, I've not. No, that would be odd. That's just odd.
Especially if they're they might need to prepay fuel.
Well, yeah, and that is fine. That's acceptable if you have to prepay.
No, but not if you're going to do all your fucking shopping and shit first.
Yeah, but it's just like those people that do all that and they go and get and they just swan back. Like there's a queue about 30 of us deep now because. It was only 10 deep earlier.
No
you
fucks
just
given.
Literally want to yell out, "Hurry the fuck up!"
Yeah. But they always take like an extra 5 minutes to drive off as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
seatbelt on.
Those people.
Fuck those guys.
Those people that get in the car and you're like, all right, he's leaving you within the next 10 seconds, and then just nothing.
Yeah.
And then you see the brake go on.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, here we go, and then nothing.
The brake's still on.
And then you hear the car start, and you're like, all right, here we go. Nothing. No. And then you see the reverse lights switch on as they put it down in the park because they can't drive a manual because they're fucking idiots.
Yeah,
and then nothing.
Yep.
And then the brake lights go off and they finally start travelling on.
Yeah.
Fuck, I hate those.
But then they've got the cheek to look around at everyone. Oh, what are you fucking looking at me for? Like they've got the cheek to look at everyone else like that, and everyone else, and we're all just sitting there like trying to calm down and just staring at them.
No self-awareness.
No,
none at all.
No consideration for anyone else.
No.
And so if you're one of those people, stop listening.
Yeah, go fuck
from
yourself.
Now.
Yeah, we don't need you.
Yeah, we don't need that kind of negativity in our lives or listening to our podcast. We don't need that. So that, gentlemen, is my That's my weekly fuck. And it's not just one particular thing. It happens regularly.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I think society is just shaping that way.
Yeah.
There are more and more of these people, and they're taking over.
Yeah.
As a side note, who are these people that can afford so many servo snacks? Yeah. Like servo snacks are expensive.
Yeah.
You know, like the flavored milks or like bottled water, even bottled water.
Yeah.
Like they're coming out with like armfuls of servo snacks.
Yeah.
It costs more than the fuel. How do you afford this?
That's how petrol stations make their money. Do you know?
No, but how do these people afford? And we shouldn't judge when we stare at people. But it's. So yeah, like these people, I don't know how they afford this because I can't regularly afford.
They can't afford it. They just do it because of laziness.
Yeah, but it just winds me up.
Yeah,
it winds me up. And the servers have got a lot to blame for. Why are snacks so expensive?
That's how they make their money. So yeah, Jamie's fuckwit again with the queue etiquette, fuel, etc., etc.
Yeah, and it's not one person; it's a group of that type of person.
And onto my one, I can't get away from similar general public, general whole thing. And look, I'm going to keep mine fairly simple this week. Yeah, and it ties in with what we're talking about for our main topics.
Yeah.
Oh. So it's not about the service stations.
No. It ties in with our main topics we're going to be talking about later. Actually, you know what? It does tie in with servos.
But do you know what? In fairness, it does like our general topics. Everything we've spoke about is about people are either being bastards to each other or bastards to themselves.
Yeah.
We just hate people.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it.
Pretty much.
We just hate people.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
People like...
Some people are alright. Yeah. Like dogs are fine.
They're not people.
Dogs is people.
They're not people.
Dogs is a people.
Furry people.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like I said, my fuckwit this week is simple, right? People without germ etiquette. Because I saw a few things this week, which, and I'm by no means a germaphobe or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just simple things. People who sneeze on their hands and then touch door handles or they cough all over the place. Just just anything.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not even going to go into it because it's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Germ etiquette, people. Think about it. Keep it in the back of your brain or the front of your brain for this week at least, right? Let's just, you know what? Make it the unofficial fucking Chris's germ-free week. There we go. After you listen to this, Chris's germ-free week.
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
You grubby fuck.
Yeah.
Yep. Or if you do something that goes, oh, I probably shouldn't touch that. Don't touch it.
Yeah. Don't shit on your hands and then touch a doorknob.
Yep. Don't poke the fingers through the poo hole and then, like through the toilet paper.
I don't think that's an approved cleaning method.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor, but
could be a 1340s doctor.
Actually, I've got a bit of a surprise coming for you in a little bit, so we'll keep that.
Fucking chip my tooth. This guy.
So the bottle of wine Dave mentioned earlier on has rapidly deteriorated into
let's fucking do this.
It's a bottle of homebrew, a can of
2 bottles of homebrew.
2 bottles of homebrew.
And a can of bourbon.
And a can of bourbon. And let's hope he doesn't make a mess this time. Yeah, he's making a mess. Yeah.
All right, Dave, tell us about your fuckwit.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Hit in the news recently actually the last 2 days, was a gentleman from Australia. His name is Nicholas Carr. He's the fuckwit of the week and also the legend of the week.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
all right.
The reason, first off, this gentleman fucking fly kicked a person off a scooter.
That is fucking legendary.
In the middle of the street.
That's legendary.
Yeah. The video of it is amazing.
I still haven't seen it.
Amazing.
It's great. Look, as fly kicks go, disregard all the other factors surrounding this circumstance. It's purely on the fly kick alone.
Yeah.
Quite good.
Legend.
Has he got good form?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
However, there are some other issues surrounding this.
He may have broken into a house. He may have caused himself an issue. He woke up the next morning and cannot remember a thing.
Was there not? Did he not try and fight with an old bloke that was sitting on his porch?
Yeah. So he was a complete and utter fuckwit. But
let's clarify this. This occurred in Bali. This guy,
occurred in Bali. He fly kicked a gentleman off a scooter. We went on a rampage, as they've described it, and he's made an ass of himself, and he's now in jail in Bali, which obviously is renowned for having the best jails in the world.
Exactly.
Oh, they put him in jail, did they?
Yeah, he's still in jail at the moment.
He's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Because if you watch the video, like, you know, the guy's just going about his business on his scooter, gets fly kicked, goes flying, fucking takes flight.
Wow.
Lands. Like, he's lucky he was wearing a helmet, because if he wasn't,
he'd be,
those authorities could be looking at, like, you know,
yeah.
attempted murder or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, they might put that swing in it, because, you know, as we know, these types of things happen in different countries.
Yeah.
You know, let's just charge him with this.
Yep.
And he could be in a whole lot of trouble.
I imagine, given again the fact that he was in Bali, he was probably on shrooms.
Yeah, so he said that he was drinking cocktails in his bedroom as well as vodka, went out to a local establishment and drank cocktails and vodka and more vodka, and he can't remember what happened. But
everybody knows you don't drink the vodka abroad, especially Indonesia, because I believe it's renowned for being
ethanol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. You know that stuff we used to strip the paint last week?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So good.
Yeah.
So
I did see the picture of him in the how do you...
was it like the front cover of the Karate Kid, like mid-flight?
I wish it was. No, it had the
Karate
authorities.
Monthly.
He might open a dojo when he gets back to Australia.
Nicholas Carr's Karate.
No, I saw the picture of the cops had him tied up in the blue rope like an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hog tied his feet.
Yeah.
If you watch the video of him, though, not surprised, because obviously if he's in a rampage anyway, and those obviously police turned up, seen that and went, we need to hold him down. Like you know, I wouldn't be surprised.
And if they saw the form of his fly kick, obviously his feet were fucking deadly weapons.
Yeah,
that's what you're
right.
gonna. That's what you're gonna secure first.
100%.
Yeah, you're gonna secure his feet first.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris, Nicholas Carr.
Yeah.
Same book.
They forgot to bring the leg breaking sticks with them, so they were like, we need to secure these legs.
Hey Nick Carr, if you happen to listen to this, Chuck Norris is calling you out, man.
Yeah.
He's calling you out. He's calling you a bitch. That's it.
And we'll have you on for the podcast, but you need to sit out in the car so you can't kick us.
So, the pastor, he said, I apologise. I don't remember anything at all. I just want to apologise to everyone, victims, the Bali people, to anyone affected by this at all. So, Mr. Nicholas Carr, although it was a well-executed fly kick against the man on the scooter, you, sir, are the fucker of the week.
Yeah.
Can't handle your piss.
Hey.
He's cooked.
It's good.
Oh, no, I'm just getting started, ladies and gentlemen.
He's just getting started. This shit's about to go fucking crazy.
You're going to be my fucker of the week next week. Yeah. So after the podcast last weekend,
I
broke into a house and fly kicked a guy off a scooter.
I put some fucking holes in your fucking plaster.
Yeah, it used to be a 4-bedroom house. Now it's only 3 bedrooms, but one of them's really big.
Yeah, open plan.
What?
Said I better not cough too hard. I'm going to shit myself. But I don't need a shit. So.
I'm leaving that in.
Yeah. That's the title of the episode. Better not cough too hard. Might shit myself.
That's actually a good title.
Okay, so last week, as you gents and as some of the listeners know, I covered part 1 of my series, because I don't know how many episodes there are. How many it's going to
Is
take.
it technically a series if there's only 2 parts?
There might be 3 parts. I don't know. Like
2-part series.
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah, 2 part. Yeah. Well, so I covered 1 part of the topic of the Black Plague. So I've done a bit more terrible research on the infamous plague doctors. They are the ominous men in the scary clothes with the beak-shaped masks who came to see the victims.
Ooh.
Now, sources for this again, I'll shout out to them because obviously they did the research. I just kind of threw it together in different paragraphs. We've got Wikipedia. We've got allthat'sinteresting.com. Another really easy one, plaguedoctormasks.com.
Really?
Yeah, but
Very direct.
it's not a store. Yeah, it's I didn't see the store section on it, so
Man.
you know. Well, it'd be funny if I was just sat here in a plague mask.
Save it for the live stream.
Oh yeah.
When we start, when and if
Yeah.
we start live streaming,
Yeah.
we have to wear Plague Doctor masks
I'm there.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
permanently.
Yeah.
Right, and we don't take them off until we reach a certain amount of subs,
Until we've cured
Yep.
the plague.
Done.
or that will never happen.
Yeah. But also, in between that, remember, we're still owing some people some EHAM if we reach a certain amount of subs as well.
No,
so.
that had to be by the last.
Oh, so ladies and
episode.
gentlemen, you missed out on the
Yeah.
free EHAM.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those envelopes full of meat are not coming your way.
No. How many, like, because I think I said it was by the end of this, when the second episode was released,
Yeah.
how many likes are we sitting at on Facebook? As in likes.
114. 114.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so we only made
But-
like 14.
But we're sitting at 216 plays on
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud
Alone.
Oh.
SoundCloud
alone.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
So-
and now with Spotify as well, hopefully that will make it a lot easier for people to listen to.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can put it through your car or through headphones or... you know, yeah.
Google
Up your
Minis.
anus.
All the
Up
regular
anus.
listening facilities, you can do it that way. And all back to the sources. My final one is historyonthenet.com. So, as a very quick recap, the Black Death was the deadliest epidemic of the bubonic plague in history.
Nice.
It obviously wiped out some 25 million Europeans alone in just a few years. Out of desperation, the cities hired a new breed of physician, so-called plague doctors, who were either second-rate physicians, young physicians with limited experience, or someone who had no certified medical training at all.
So us.
Yeah, us, yeah. Yeah,
Someone who is willing to die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What was important was the plague doctor was willing to venture into the plague-stricken areas and tally the number of the dead.
1.
Wow.
Yeah.
2.
So, after more than 250 years of fighting the plague, Hope did finally...
How many? 250?
250 years.
That's how long it hung around for.
Fighting the plague. Hope did finally arrive with the invention of the 17th century equivalent of a hazmat suit.
Nice.
Cool.
Unfortunately, it didn't work very well. So the primary responsibilities of the plague doctor was not to cure or treat the patients. Their duties were more administrative and laborious, as they kept track of the casualties of the Black Death. They assisted in the occasional autopsy, or they witnessed wills for the dead and dying. Unsurprisingly, this meant that some plague doctors took advantage of their patients' finances, and they ran off with the final will and testament.
Yeah, as you would. Yep.
More often than not, these bookkeepers of the plague were revered and sometimes even held for ransom.
Oh, cool.
So they were hired and paid by the city or the town, but the plague doctors saw to everyone, regardless of their economic status. But though they did occasionally invent their own cures and tinctures, which they included with a fee to the wealthier patients. So,
of course.
if you eat this cheese, your dick will start dripping, and you'll be fine.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
So it wasn't immediately obvious to the doctors and the victims at the time how exactly the plague had spread. But by the 17th century, though, the physicians had subscribed to a miasma theory, which was the idea that the contagion was spread through the foul-smelling air.
Which
makes
probably
sense.
You get it?
was.
Yeah, you get it. At that time, you know, that's
Aerial-borne spores.
Don't breathe in the same room as the sick people.
Yep.
Yeah.
But prior to this time, the plague doctors wore a variety of protective suits, but it wasn't until 1619 that a uniform was invented by, and I might not pronounce this wrong, but by Charles de Lhomme, who was the chief physician to King Louis VIII. Yeah.
Holy... I am being fucking educated
People
right now.
People are, well, that's...
So, 1640 what?
1619.
So almost 300 years after the plague first came around.
Which
This
was
is
at
when they started to think
1347,
about
yeah?
trying to fix it.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Right,
as a side note, last week we were referring to the original source is unknown of where it all began, but like ground zero, patient zero, all that.
Ebola monkey. Yep.
There was one source that suggested that it actually started in the Gobi Desert before it had spread into China.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Nice. And that was Jack Daniels can being opened because we love Jack Daniels in this. And that was another can of Jack Daniels being opened. There's nothing better than waking up on a Monday afternoon with a bit of a sore head and looking at your side and, well, there he is, Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels. Just to clarify, this podcast is in no way sponsored by Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels.
It would be nice for Jack Daniels to sponsor us, but we can't ask. We can only hope.
No, we can only... just because we're saying the name a lot, we're not affiliated with Jack Daniels at all. Jack Daniels.
Yeah. So, Dr. Or Charles de Leon wrote of a costume.
Every time.
So this is what he wrote, and then this is an extract, and there's been words added in, obviously due to translation. So, the nose is 1/2 foot long, shaped like a beak, and filled with perfume.
Oh, fuck, it's me.
Under the coat, we wear boots made of Moroccan leather, and a short-sleeved blouse in smooth skin. The hat and gloves are also made of the same skin, with spectacles over the eyes. So that was his first. That's the concept. That's what he wrote. That's
what he had in his head
about the hazmat suit.
Oh no, that's what he made. Like that was his plans. He was like, this is what I'm going to make. This will be it. This was this was his plug to the dragons in the Dragon's Den. Obviously in French or whatever. Yeah.
I'm no in.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I'm out. That was not Theo Fajitas. Duncan Bannatyne. That's it. Yeah. He had some gyms back home, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's probably still going.
Yeah. 100%.
But yeah. Him and Theo Fajitas. I don't know what he's doing these days.
Making fajitas.
Yeah. Nah, it's not.
Theo Fajitas.
See. So obviously the garments were invented by L'Orme in 1620. They were first used in Naples, but they later spread to be used throughout Europe. So the protective suit consisted of a light waxed fabric overcoat. The mask had glass eye openings, obviously the beak-shaped nose, which was typically stuffed with herbs and straw and spices.
That's why it was so long, because they stuffed things in it.
Yes. So the doctors would also commonly carry a cane to examine and direct the patients without needing to touch them.
Pokey stick.
Yeah, a pokey stick. Yeah. And they'd poke the boils and the sore bits.
Is he dead yet?
You dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
Is he dead? Oh. No, he's not dead.
We got a live one.
We got a live one. So the scented materials that they put in the beak included things like juniper berries, roses, mint, camphor, cloves, myrrh. Myrrh, yeah.
Tell me there was frankincense.
No, there was no Frankenstein.
Frankenstein and myrrh.
A thing called Storax. Not sure what it is, but more importantly,
it's a cleaning product.
No, I think he's being serious.
Is it? No. Was it? No. Okay.
I'm not.
Okay. And ambergris.
Oh, the old the whale.
Yeah, the whale stuff. So if you didn't know, ambergris is a waxy substance that originates as a secretion in the intestines of the sperm whale. It can be found floating around in tropical seas. It's used in perfume manufacture, and it is worth a fucking fortune. Yeah.
Because they spit that shit out and it lands on the
just
beaches,
turns up on the beach and just random blokes will be or ladies will be walking down the beach and just lugging this big smelly ball home.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It does ring a bell now that you've talked about it.
Yeah. It's they call that a Quasimodo. Rings a bell.
Hey-o! And there's another one.
Yeah. But because the plague doctors were confronted only with the horrific symptoms and not an in-depth understanding of the disease, they were often allowed to conduct autopsies These, however, tended to yield nothing. So they just let these dudes that had no medical experience just cut open
like
the
a
dead
standard
bodies.
doctor who says, "I've come to the doctor to go and get treated," and they go, "There's a bug going around. Thanks very much. See you later."
Yeah, but half the time these guys weren't even doctors.
Yeah.
They were just like dudes.
That'd be the best job in the world. All right, stand still. I'm just going to insert 2 fingers here, and
There's a bug going around.
Yeah.
could you imagine not being a doctor and just being like, okay, here we go, and there.
But yeah, so the you might have heard of this name, but the most famous plague doctor was Nostradamus.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
No
Really?
way.
Yep.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The guy that made all the predictions and shit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And this would make a bit more sense as well, because he gave such advice as removing infected corpses, get some fresh air, drink some clean water, and drink a juice made with rose hips, and don't bleed the patient, which was identified as a common...
we talked about last week,
yeah. He's actually been made as a reference which helped stop the Black Death pandemic.
Well, he was a smart dude.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of stuff.
So yeah.
Wow.
Well, shit.
Cool.
Well, obviously these are...
I literally did not know that.
Yeah,
Well done.
yeah.
Well done. Shit.
Well done, sir.
So these plague doctors, consequently, because they weren't doctors, they resorted to some dubious, dangerous, and debilitating treatments.
Yeah.
They were largely unqualified, and they had less medical knowledge than real physicians, who themselves subscribed to incorrect scientific theories. And then that's why the treatments were ranging from the bizarre to the truly horrific.
Yeah.
Obviously, they practiced covering the cysts and boils in human excrement, which probably spread the infection further.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to help.
You're on that boil needs more human shit.
We should put some poo on there. I think that might help.
Got some poo? I need some poo over here.
It can't be victim poo. It has to be a healthy poo.
Okay, so have
Dr. Stevenson, we got another one. Human poo stat.
This is what you were looking for, boss.
Robert Ian. Robert Ian.
So like that was one of the methods. Again, they also turned to bloodletting, obviously lancing the boils and stuff to drain the pus. Again, all these practices could be quite painful, though, and this one, which sounds horrific, the most painful must have been pouring mercury over the victim and placing them in an oven.
So Master Chef. Yeah.
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 Holy shit.
But what I question though,
Wow.
like, at this point in time, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? Wow. Where did they get large quantities of mercury from?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know where we could source. Like, we'd have to buy like 1 million thermometers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know where we could get, so obviously.
Well, I think back
but
then...
maybe that was like back where you could just buy anything in the general store.
Yeah. And it wasn't as heavily monitored as it is these days.
But yeah, that was a method.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
All right.
Not surprisingly, these attempts often accelerated death and the spread of infection by opening, festering burns, wounds, and blisters.
Here I come, God.
Yeah. What I have found though is a number of suggested preventions and cures, and it's kind of split into a table. So I'll go through a few with you.
Yeah.
So there was firstly there was the suggestion of to carry flowers or wear a strong perfume, and the thought about this was the smell would help ward away the disease. Didn't work. The next one was drink a hot drink, and again this would help the victim sweat the disease out. Didn't work. The next one's a bit obvious. Carry a Lucky Charm. Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah. The use of leeches. Didn't work. I wonder who suggested this one. Smoke a pipe of tobacco.
Bing.
and again, the smoke would ward off the disease.
Fuck off, disease.
Get out of here, you fucking piece of shit.
It didn't work. Yeah. Give a strong dose of laxatives. This would cause the victim to completely empty their bowels, thus removing the disease. I like the theory.
But
Jesus,
but then the shit just ends up in the bucket.
Yeah, but then what happened was the strong doses of the laxatives caused death via dehydration. Yes, and again, finally, the thought process in being covered in mercury and placing them in the oven was that the combination of mercury and the heat from the oven would kill off the disease.
Wow. If it killed them and incinerated them, then yeah, it works.
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, well, technically you've killed the disease.
Yeah.
And a carrier. So.
Yep.
Hey.
Problem solved.
And that, my friends, is the end of my tale on the Black Plague and its ominous doctors. I hope you have enjoyed. Fin.
Yay, part 2, yay.
All right, gentlemen. This week, I am going to be talking about Disease X.
Oh, wow.
It ties in with the theme of the plagues and stuff. Also, okay, so I will disclose this week my sources are from the World Health Organization website, a website from a company or an organization known as Eco Health Alliance. More specifically, I will be quoting works from Robert Kessler and Henry Peterson, who I believe are associated with the Eco Health Alliance.
Oh, cool.
And slightly Wikipedia as well.
And as a side note, this dirty needle he found in a bin.
Yes, which I studied. Okay. Sorry.
Who's that virus, the X?
Oh, goddamn. Okay. So the World Health Organization first introduced a list of prioritized diseases in December. Who. Should we just refer to them as who from now on? So, so the World Health Organization, or WHO, first introduced a list of prioritized diseases in December of 2015, and on that list was Disease X, or Virus X. Some people call it Virus X.
Cool.
Just the letter X.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And it was on the list of prioritized diseases. Now,
okay.
Unfortunately, it's not what you think it is. Because I was quite disappointed when I started looking into this.
Oh, so it's not like a super killer disease or something?
It could be.
Yeah.
Anyway. So this caused some confusion to the general public because people thought it was what it was. Now, despite what people thought, Disease X was actually just a code name for an unknown pathogen, which has the potential to turn into a global epidemic.
Cool.
So it's basically a way of naming something that
Yeah.
has not been named or has not been identified or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah. Now, it was also added to the list of blueprint priority diseases by WHO in 2018. Now, they classify these as one of their known unknown diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a way of being prepared for the unknown.
Just a quick one on that then. When you say it's the disease that they know nothing about or all that stuff, is it like those elements where they've theorized it exists, but sometimes they can only get it to physically exist for like a couple of milliseconds, or is
to a certain extent, yeah, very similar.
Is this
very
an actual
similar.
disease that is in a vial somewhere, or is it just something that's possible? Is that what they're?
It's just something that's possible,
Right? Yeah.
Which is where the confusion came in.
Yeah. Okay.
So the blueprint of priority diseases list is a list of the known and unknown diseases that WHO are targeting, which pose a public health risk because of their epidemic potential, and for which there are little or no countermeasures.
Fucking cool.
Yeah. So the list is non-exhaustive, and it's part of their research and development division. So the bottom line is they put it on this list alongside Ebola, SARS, all these types of diseases. It's on the same list right at the bottom. It's called Disease X.
Yeah.
And it's just basically a way of saying the unknown. Or the potential.
Cool. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so
the potential of an epidemic.
Yeah, so this is like global death flu.
Yeah.
Yeah, or global death disease. Or,
It's a way of reminding themselves, fuck, we need to make sure we're prepared if something unknown happens.
So this is so if an unknown disease plagues the world, how are we going to deal with it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But they also are researching potential pathogens and things which could turn into. So yeah.
Is that not how smallpox came about? Like they actually discovered it.
Yeah, probably.
Like they invented it or something.
I think smallpox, and I could be wrong. I think it was made in a lab.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So, we need to try and find this killer disease so we can cure it. So they invented it and then cured it, but they didn't cure it because they can't cure smallpox.
Yeah.
Well, they say they can't. So
I don't know enough about smallpox.
Is there a large pox?
There could be. Could be.
There should be. There should always be an equal and opposite reaction.
Because everything has an opposite.
Yeah. It should do. Anyway. So, like I said, Disease X has been placed alongside Ebola and SARS and all the ones that they have to keep an eye on. And this is a quote from the EcoHealth Alliance, is that we have no idea what Disease X can do because we don't know what Disease X is.
Oh.
So, which explains why it's on the list. Now, this is where your minds are going to be blown, gentlemen. Out of the fucking atmosphere.
Kaboom.
So, there are currently 1.67 million unknown viruses on the planet.
Really?
No.
Yep.
How?
Fuck off.
How can they count if they're unknown?
Obviously, it's an estimate or whatever. Dude, I'm just rehashing the stats. I'm not a fucking pathologist. Jesus Christ.
But you know what? You should be. Because I'm an epidemiologist.
I'm glad you got that out. Yeah. Round of applause. Currently 1.67 million unknown viruses on the planet. Now, the best estimates indicate that between 631,000 and 827,000 of those have the ability to infect humans. Right?
Wow.
Now, and this is where it gets fucking intense.
Oh, the rest don't kill the dogs, does it?
Well, sort of, probably. A lot of dogs probably died.
No, not the dogs.
Anyway, we could just go to www.doesthedogdie.com. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, we can check there. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Now, bearing in mind those figures, right? We have only confirmed roughly 270 of those viruses. Only 270
out of 1.67 million.
Yep. Fuck. Well, out of the estimates between 631,000 and 827,000, only 270 of those we know.
How much are we paying these people to discover things? Because they're either not getting paid enough or they don't have enough technology. We should probably know more.
Sounds like plague doctors.
Yeah. I'll get into it later on, and
But on that, though, back to the plague. This is why they thought, we'll treat it with rubbing shit on it because we've not got a clue.
Yeah.
I'm sure the doctors and scientists of today would probably not suggest that type of method. However, the same thought process is there.
It's still the same. It's just,
we've not got a clue how to treat it.
And that's how scary pathogens are.
Yeah.
Anyway, so out of those numbers, that means that we know almost nothing about 99.96% of potential epidemic diseases.
That's fucked.
Yeah, man.
That is fucked.
Yep.
Jesus.
But, gentlemen, it's not all doom and gloom.
Okay. Thank goodness.
God for that.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Because when the scientists say that we know almost nothing, what they do know is they could pretty much pinpoint which species are most likely to carry the unknown viruses, which families those viruses should belong to, and which viruses are most likely to be similar.
Yeah.
So
that gives us a bit more confidence in these guys.
Out of all those,
I'm sorry for being mean to them earlier.
Well, still.
Yeah.
Still. So the EcoHealth Alliance has generated a hotspot map for a global pandemic risk, which could give us an indication of where Disease X is most likely to make the jump to people.
Yeah.
Right? Mostly, and this falls back to the plague, mostly South and Southeast Asia.
Huh?
Also China.
I would say just vast population density.
That's right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So South and Southeast Asia, Africa, Central America, and Central Europe.
Yeah, just again, population. Yeah, no, you know.
Yeah, it's got a lot to do. Yeah, so So yeah, no, you touched on it, Jay. So one of the major things that's influencing these pathogens is the human interaction with the environment. So, for example, some of these hotspots are obviously fastest growing or overpopulated areas in the world, which means that animals are being forced to interact with humans because of deforestation and things like that, urban expansion. Yeah. And it falls down to, like, there's towns or those provinces or whatever in India, but they're just like mice. They live in conjunction with the mice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just because there's so much urban and so much population, the animals have nowhere to go. So, and same with the monkeys in some of the Indonesian towns and things like that. The monkeys they're just there.
Actually, when we were in Hong Kong, I thought there was going to be monkeys everywhere. I was heavily disappointed there was no wild monkeys in Hong Kong. But on that as well, there's that island off the coast of India. There was big thing within the last year because remember that American guy that went. Oh yeah, he went there to try and I've got to convert them all to Christianity, and they killed him. There's an island that's never been. They can never make contact with them just because they're so hostile.
Yeah,
and there's been attempts over the last 40, 50 years to make contact with these islanders, and they've never been successful because they've always been so hostile.
Wow.
So. Yeah. Well, I think what India did was they made it illegal for anyone to go within a certain mile radius of the islanders. They've pretty much now given up hope. They've said, look, there's no point. The people don't want us to come.
Yeah.
All they know is that random people turn up in boats and ships and and they start shooting us with arrows and throwing spears and things like that.
Wow.
So they've said, let's cut it off because two issues. One, we could be carrying diseases that we're immune to them and wipe them out completely. On the contrary, they could be carrying something that is completely unknown to the rest of civilization, which again, could wipe us all out. So, let's live and let live. Let's cut ties and we'll just leave them alone.
Let's leave them the fuck alone.
Because that guy got a fuckload of arrows thrown at him, didn't he?
Very quickly, and they started hacking his body up in that as well. And I think the authorities tried to get a helicopter down to lift the body, and they just got attacked as well. So they just we can't do anything about that.
You're telling me these people can get arrows and spears at the choppers?
Oh, well, if the chopper was low enough, but it's not just that. Like they're hucking up what's that called with these spin
bolo
stuff? Boloing fucking rocks up at a helicopter. That's dangerous. So they've just decided not to make contact with this tribe anymore. Leave it at that. But again, one of the biggest concerns from the governments is the fact that these people have never been exposed that we know of to Western.
They could have disease X.
Yes, they could could be carrying our disease as well. So sorry to interrupt, but
that's right. You just reminded me I'm going to bring something up. Hang on.
I'll find out the name of that island, actually.
He turned up in a canoe and got a fuckload of arrows thrown at him and he fucking died.
I think what happened is he turned up of a fishing boat and the fishermen on the boat saying, we'll drop you kind of near it. But I think those fishermen got hauled in as well for that because they were too close.
Yeah.
They were far too close to the island. So the Sentinelese, also known as the Sentinelli and the North Sentinel Islanders, are an indigenous people who inhabit North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal in India. They are considered one of the world's last uncontacted peoples.
Wow,
there you go.
Maybe I might cover this a bit more next time.
There you go.
I'll jump into the Sentinelese. We'll probably not invite them.
Well, they're not going to hear it, are they?
They throw spears. Do you know what? They probably got better mobile data than we do. Yeah, maybe I might cover the Sentinelese and Sentinel Island. And we'll cover a bit about the contact attempts that have been made over the years.
Sounds like a good idea.
Sorry to hijack there on that point.
Yeah, you'll pay for it later.
Yeah.
So this map that the Eco Health Alliance have been using has shown they're using this map to focus their research and development for disease X, but it's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
Now, to put it into perspective, this haystack is roughly 316.9 million square kilometers.
Fuck.
That's the haystack.
That's a lot of hay. Yeah,
that's a haystack. Mm-hmm. And the needle is only 0.000008 of an inch.
So it's smaller than a regular needle.
Yeah. It's a single cell. They're looking for a single cell in all that land.
Yeah, probably not going to find that.
Yeah.
It's mental.
Jeez. So disease spillovers from animals to humans is pretty rare. At the best of times, and it's very difficult to research. Mostly because when the viruses make the jump, they go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Because they often get mistaken for other diseases.
Yeah.
Or the people don't show symptoms, or they recover too quickly.
Yeah.
Or they die.
Which is probably what's kind of theorized in many zombie apocalypse type films. The dogs is fine. The animals is normally fine, and the people are not.
Yeah.
Like the dogs just don't get infected.
Yeah, it's not often a pathogen will jump from one species to another. So.
Yeah, apart from obviously like avian bird flu.
Avian flu.
You know,
that's I think that was one of the ones that used to be on their list.
Yeah, but they got on top of that. They got on top of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, most of these ones that do make the jump, they don't get media coverage because they're boring. They're either like a common cold but whereas stuff like Ebola. That's because it's so horrific and it does whatever it does to you. It gets a lot of media coverage and stuff. But it's happening all the time. So
with Ebola, when we covered with the Black Plague, well, that covered last week, the issue with Ebola, and again, it was the same with the Black Plague. It wasn't just the disease that was the issue. You got the other issues. You've got third world country. You've got no clean drinking water. You've got unbelievable levels of famine. So these are all factors contributing towards the epidemic, not just the disease itself.
Which is like a breeding ground for the disease to take hold of the entire community as opposed to combating it with whether it be medication or appropriate levels of...
Even when they were trying to treat Ebola, there was reports of, like UN care packages getting dropped in, and it's getting taken. Things are getting taken because there's other civil war or civil issues in these countries as well.
Yeah, a lot of variables.
Yes.
A lot of variables.
Blood diamonds.
Blood diamonds.
Blood diamonds.
All right. In closing, gentlemen, pretty much I've got a quote here from Robert Kessler, who wrote the article on the Eco Health Alliance website.
Yep.
Miles from the nearest city, deep in the dark recesses of a cave in the Guangdong province, it waits. Perhaps it silently stalks from high in the canopies of trees nestled along the Kinabangtang River, or it lies dormant in one of the 1,000 species native to the Amazon. Disease X. This is not science fiction. It's real. Death Stranding.
What's going on with that?
Man, that is going to be a blockbuster.
What the
yeah, man.
I literally no idea what the game's about.
What's the guy?
You haven't even looked at it.
No.
It's not Norman Reedus. It's Norman Reedus. It's not like it's him. It's Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
And he's
Video games are taking over the movie industry.
I've literally,
as far as money and budgets and time, production, stuff like that, they're taking over Hollywood.
So for Death Stranding, I've literally no idea what it's about. They've released lots of... Yeah, okay.
I'll try and summarize it for you.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
It's going to sound fucking weird. The producer, the developer...
Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima. Kojima Studios. He started his own brand. He was with Namco.
Square. Yeah. Was he not the Square?
No, it was Namco. No. Bankai. Bankai Namco? Bandai Namco.
Anyway.
Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
That's who he was with.
Yeah. Bandai!
And they fired him, essentially. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, so this game, the leading role is Norman Reedus.
Yes.
And there are a few other B+, A- celebrities in there as well. It's sometime in the future in a
Pokemon? What the fuck?
Post-apocalyptic.
It's future Pokemon.
Yeah. It's a future world in a post-apocalyptic setting where he carries around a baby that's strapped to him on the front.
Oh.
And there's these invisible beings that chase you, but they can't see you if you don't breathe. And then they got these weird little backpacks with lights on them that tells you where they are.
And he's wearing he's wearing a weird suit. Yeah. And there's oil everywhere.
Yeah, there's oil everywhere. There's oil and
then this sounds like the worst description. Like if this was day one in the boardroom of Death Stranding, and me and him walked in and described this game as this.
I've got this idea.
Yeah, we got this idea. Bear with us. We get Norman Reedus, a space baby.
Heaps of oil. A bunch of oil.
Invisible ghosts.
And invisible ghosts.
Go.
Okay. Give us $6 million.
Give us $18 million and we'll make you this game. And the people in the boardroom went, guys, that sounds good. Just hold there for Sharon, could you call security, please? Let's give them these two pricks right now.
Yeah.
Possibly call the mental health line. I think these guys need sections. Yeah, just stay there, guys. Yeah, we'll go get the contract signed up now.
But no,
okay.
in your time, when you got time, have a look into it.
Yeah,
it's
fucking
it's going to be a perler.
And for those listeners that don't play games as well,
yeah,
watch a trailer.
Yeah,
because how we've described it is exactly what happens. Like, literally, this is what it sounds like.
But if you actually watch the trailer, it's very intriguing.
Yeah.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. So what have I gathered? It's Norman Reedus.
Yep.
Yeah.
A baby.
Yeah.
Yep. Oil.
Yeah.
And ghosts.
Invisible
spirits,
ghosts. Or invisible...
With fucking lights on their fucking side.
You got lights.
Norman has the light.
Yeah.
It tells you where they are. It's like a detection thing. It's like...
Do you know, my thing is, he might be some kind of... parcel delivery man.
Yeah,
it's kind of
and it's all hush hush. Everything about it's hush hush. Hideo Kojima's not explaining anything. He's not. But okay, so to put it into perspective, Hideo Kojima's always had a bunch of political reasons or hidden reasons behind his games. He's the guy that did all of the Metal Gear Solid series, or most of, not all.
Yeah.
He did Metal Gear Solid, all of those,
cool.
and PT. He was Silent Hill.
Yeah,
he was involved in Silent Hill.
He did the Silent Hills, and
he's got a fucked up brain. He's got
all creativity. You know,
good
ridiculous.
lad.
Yeah.
Awesome.
PT. He did PT.
All
the Metal Gears are in there.
That's fucking expensive now because it was only a demo that was released for. I think it was only PS4. Might have been someone else. But the only way to have it now is if it was downloaded on your console. So people are selling the consoles with it on for like $500.
Like Flappy Birds.
Oh, really?
You know, remember the Flappy Bird game? Yeah, because that stopped and people were selling iPhones with it on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Another game that he did, it was Castlevania.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know he did that one.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. But yeah, this... And the thing is, you watch the first, like, kind of teaser trailer that come out, and it was kind of how we described. And you watch the second one, and it bears no help in understanding what is going on at all.
Okay.
I've watched, like... and there is a gameplay video... which goes for like...
And again, it offers no help whatsoever as to what on earth is going on.
Yeah.
But it looks so good. Cool. And it's Norman Reedus as well, so it's like, he's cool as fuck.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Think, you know...
Walking Dead.
Just
it's got,
you know...
Like I said, it's got at least 2 other A- or B+ celebrities in it.
Yeah.
One of them's that creepy foreign dude. I don't know his name. But yeah. No,
so it's a Death Stranding, is it?
Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, wicked.
So,
and then one of the key elements to it that they have released is that, like, when you die, you go into an upside down world, so that, like, you die and then you go below the surface and then everything is underwater. Kind of, it's real weird, man. Right. It's real weird.
Weird,
and it rains a lot. Wherever they are, rains a lot.
Yeah.
That's always the case, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, watch the trailer. That's good.
Death Stranding.
Get
into it.
Nice.
When's it out? Do we know when it's out?
Next year.
Oh, so it's a while then. While to go.
It might be this year.
A while.
We shall find out. Yeah, and let you know.
And I guess this was the first little snippet
gaming
of
segment,
Goose's gaming segment.
Goose's gaming segment. Yeah. Not what I was going to talk about, but that panned it out well.
Have you got more for today? Good attitude. Good attitude to have. For the cast.
Cover it next time.
Yeah, man.
Well, I was going to talk about recently. We're thinking about introducing a segment called Goose's Gaming Segment, and I mean we just talked about it. So
what we do is every week we give out a cheat code.
Yeah, like the old school days. Yeah.
Left, right, up, down. Left, right, ABC.
Forward, down, forward, low kick. For all those players at home, Death Stranding release date, 8th of November 2019.
Oh, it's coming up.
So, 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks away. Nice.
6 weeks?
Maybe a little bit longer.
8th of November?
August,
Did I say
September, October, November. About 12-ish.
12 weeks. There you go.
Yeah, 8th of November 2019.
3s and 1s and 4s and 12.
Go. Also,
Cyberpunk
2077.
Oh yeah,
that's
like Space Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, man, pretty much.
Yeah.
Future Grand Theft Auto. Except it's first person and it's RPG.
Keanu Reeves that came through?
Yeah.
Sweet. Nice.
And that seems to be the thing with celebrities these days, is getting them into games.
That's what I mean. Yeah. It's taken over Hollywood.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they kept that a secret too, which I was really happy with. Now that he's in that game, I'm going to fucking jack off over it. It's fucking amazing.
Too much, but over the disc, physically over the disc.
Over the disc. Not Keanu. I love Keanu, and that's why I am going to jack off over the disc.
Physically onto the disc, because that may ruin the disc.
Nah,
it just might not
spin. On the top, clean it off, be fun.
Wet wipes.
Yeah.
Baby wipes.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're left with me. One bottle in. Prepare.
I am prepared.
You're prepared. Okay, so an update on episode 1 in relation to Mr. Philip Schwab.
Oh, Schwabby.
Schwab. Just for new listeners, Mr. Schwab killed his partner and buried her in a garden at the rear of his address with her face exposed.
And he killed the dog.
Correct.
One dog.
Two dogs.
Yeah, and that was the worst thing about that, man. I'm sorry to the lady that died, but the dogs.
Donald and Melania were the 2 dogs.
Yes. And he sounds like SpongeBob.
Yeah, he does.
He does. We thought when you told us you were taking the piss.
No,
but we were showing a video. Yeah. And this guy has the voice of SpongeBob.
Yeah.
There is an audio clip in episode 1, if you want to go back. It's a very quiet.
Did we play that?
It's in there.
But did we play a SpongeBob for a reference?
No. Not for a reference.
Okay. Which way Schwab is reference for it. So we'll give you 2 seconds to go back and have a listen. And 1 and 2.
And we're back. Episode 4, Little Pigs Podcast.
Yes, and we're sorry we put you into a 5-hour SpongeBob hole, because you probably just sat there and watched SpongeBob for 5 hours.
Yeah, probably. I would.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah.
So Mr. Schwab has been going through various different court hearings over the last month or two. So it happened on I think it was the 25th of July or June. I have to double check that.
I think it was June time, because we left on the day we left for Hong Kong was the next court date, and that was the 26th of July.
So it must have been the 25th of June. Yeah. So it appears that Mr. Schwab is due to court on the 30th of August 2019 for a preliminary hearing. He has applied for special accommodations, which appears to be...
Is that like a room with an ensuite?
Yeah, it's exactly a room with an ensuite.
Well, technically, where he's staying just now,
it is a room with an ensuite.
It's not that nice.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
No
It'll
be due to his learning difficulties, but again, I'll be keeping more updates as we go along. So
nice.
Yeah, nice.
Cool.
All right.
So 30th
of August, 2019.
Rotten hell, Mr. Schwab.
Fun fact: that's right next to when I fly back to Scotland.
So you're telling
every time I go abroad, he goes to court.
His court appearances tied in with your trips abroad, as you say.
Yeah.
Are you his fucking lawyer?
Yeah.
I'd be a terrible lawyer.
No, his lawyer is Jordan Crane.
Ooh,
yeah.
Is that Jordan Crane?
And that was a court-appointed lawyer because it's
the death penalty.
Death penalty.
Yeah, death
case.
penalty. Yeah.
Do you know what? Am I right in saying that these court-appointed lawyers, they're death penalty lawyers, or they're lawyers that are capable in that area?
Yeah.
But they just don't have a choice, and they have to represent.
I think it's more of a legal aid equivalent.
Yeah. But because I think there was all the Stephen Avery case is a prime example. It was such a big case, and those lawyers received so many death threats and all that. You know, how could you represent it? But I think they're duty bound as lawyers. They have to do it. They've got a choice.
They've done
unless the defendant sacks them and says this person's shit. I don't want that. They've got to do it.
No, but they'll just get another one. Because
because they've found attorney,
because they've found people who have been on death row, they've found them not guilty of their crimes later on. Yeah. So now I think it's like an implemented measure to just say, look, you're a death penalty lawyer. Look at this guy's evidence. Make sure there's no obvious holes in it. Because I guess it's fair. It's fair to him.
It's not just like they get in touch with some property lawyer and go, oh, by the way, you're representing this death penalty case now. It's like it's someone that specialises in that area.
Yeah. Just in case there's something that has been obviously fucked up. or obviously planted or fucking and, whatever. So
there's quite a touching film on a person in death row, and I forget the name of it. It's Sean Penn, and it's the
Dead Man Walking.
Dead Man Walking. That's
that was
the one.
I have seen that was a white.
Was it
Susan Sarandon?
Yeah, no, Sigourney Weaver. Susan Sarandon.
Nah,
Susan Sarandon.
Susan.
She played a nun.
Yes.
Or a religious woman.
Yeah.
That was for a charity that helped, just helped the guys on death row.
Yeah. The Green Mile, also good.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Dead Man Walking is very, very good film. It dramatizes it very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, death row.
And on death row, it's a wee bit different, but at the same time, I want to touch base on. I want to add some New Zealand flair to our podcast.
Oh,
here we
sweet
go.
as, bro.
Bit of homeland culture, mate. Bit of homeland culture there, son.
As I don't know, you've realised, but due to my accent, I'm originally from New Zealand.
I think you've lost most of the accent, mate. You're one of us now.
Yeah.
Well, he's Scottish.
So, I've gone way back.
I wasn't talking about that.
I've gone back to 20th of June, 1994.
Ooh.
Yeah, whoa. It's a wee bit old, but at the same time,
Memory Mondays.
Memory Mondays. Hey,
go back down.
So, I'm going to talk to you about the Bain family murders that occurred on the 20th of June, 1994. The murders shocked the small Dunedin town where they occurred, and most media outlets covered it in detail. The incident resulted in 5 members of the Bain family shot dead in their family home in Dunedin, New Zealand. The investigation was run by detectives from the Dunedin police. Within 4 days, police had charged the sole survivor and oldest son, David Bain, with the murders of his family.
What, 5 people?
5 people, yeah.
Have we got anything on ages?
Yep.
Sorry.
So the family consisted of father Robin Irvin Bain, age 58, mother Margaret Bain, age 50, children Arawa, aged 19, female Laniette, aged 18, and Stephen, aged 14.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So 5 murders had occurred on the 20th of June 1994 at the hands, allegedly, of David Bain.
What do you mean allegedly? This was back in 94. Has this not been solved?
Well, that's what we're covering off tonight.
Oh, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And with us on the show tonight, David Bain.
Oh, no, we're not having that guy on.
No, it's not the time for field, Doctor. No, comes later.
Apparently we got like 20 Bains.
Fuck you.
You started, cunt.
The address was 65 Avery Street, Anniston Bay, Dunedin. The address was described by police as old and in a semi-derelict condition. The family was quite religious, having spent time away from New Zealand, doing missionary work in Papua New Guinea. The mother, Margaret Bain, upon returning from overseas, appeared to be suffering from mental health conditions. It believed that the family was under the influence of satanic forces.
Ooh, that's never good.
Yeah,
no. When one of your family starts thinking that that's never good.
Of all the things that she thinks are wrong, like the one you don't want to hear is like, oh, mum thinks we're all under the influence of satanic forces. Yeah. Not like, mum's not too well right now. Now mum thinks we're all possessed. It's like
there was talk of a demon called Belial or Belial or something similar.
Belial.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. That's a demon name.
It's just another name for Satan. He has many names.
He's Kiwi Satan.
Yeah.
If you watch the latest rendition of The Exorcism of Emily Rose, seen it?
Oh
no, I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Because I'm a big scary cat. I don't watch these scary films.
Have you seen Dexter, the TV series of the?
I need to watch it, but I
know
that's pretty. Anyway, she's the lead actress in that. Plays Emily Rose. Anyway, there's a bit at the end where they're doing the exorcism. And she starts speaking in tongues. Yeah. And she goes through a big list of names that Satan is also known as. Yeah. And Belial is one of them.
There you go.
Yeah. Cool.
So David Bain was very close, was his oldest son, was very close to his mother. And as such had a strained relationship with his father. The mother was quoted in her diaries as to have said that David would do anything to please her.
That sounds sinister. And reading that would be sinister, but I guess it meant different than it's just how she's written it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like he would do anything to please me. He would do anything to please me. He would help out around the house.
Exactly right.
Yeah, he would try to please his mother more than his father.
Unless you know otherwise.
Yeah.
No, again, it's more the fact that Margaret was trying to establish. She clearly had some serious mental health issues that she was trying to establish a church, or at least a place of prayer in a home, which was in Anderson Bay.
Okay. So she was trying to make the home a work.
Yeah, she was trying to make the home in Anderson Bay a place of worship or a place of prayer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, kids, you can't play in this room anymore. This is now a church.
This is the praying room.
Yeah, they were trying
to. Certain religions in their households will have a prayer room.
Yeah,
but not making it like this is just a prayer room. This is trying to turn the house into a church.
This my house is a fucking church.
Yeah, that's the church now. We don't pay taxes here. We are tax exempt.
Yeah. So Robin, which is the father, he was 58 years of age. He was a local school teacher upon returning from Papua New Guinea. And at the time of the murders, he was estranged from his wife, Margaret, and often slept at the school during the week.
Oh, poor guy.
It only returned to the family home on the weekend, sleeping in the caravan on the property. As I said earlier, police charged David 4 days after the murders with 5 counts of homicide.
Wow.
When police arrived at 65 Avery Street, they found the family computer on with the message stating, "Sorry, you are the only one who deserved to stay."
Was it in a Word document?
Just on the front screens, it was like a dot. It was a MS-DOS or original.
1994. 94.
Yeah.
When you run command on your computer.
Yeah, exactly right. Same thing. So police, during their sort of charging, they alleged that the oldest child, David Bain, aged 22, shot to death his mother, 2 sisters and brother in determined order before going on his morning paper run. Now, this is a 22-year-old male who lived at home with his 5 other family members who went on a paper run. And paper runs back in the 1990s would usually result in starting at 5 o'clock in the morning and going for a couple of hours, delivering a set number of papers or newspapers to local homes before returning home.
But 22 is quite old for a paper.
Very old.
Yeah, like
Very
doesn't the paper person start from like 14? Like that's
exactly
kind of
right.
That's paper round age. Like not
exactly
22.
Right.
Like surely he should have had a Mick job or something like that.
A Mick job or
But speaking from an outsider perspective, and I'm only speculating here, I would have to guess that the whole family was very sheltered.
Yeah.
So 22 on a paper round was probably not that weird for them. Specifically for them.
Well, considering Mum says we're all possessed and she wants to start a church.
Paper round, not that weird.
Not in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad.
So basically the skinning of the whole thing was the entire Bain family had been shot in the home apart from David, who had been on the paper round at the time.
But hang on. You said the mum specifically said in her diary that she was close with David.
Yes, correct.
Who's to say the mum didn't kill them all except David? If she was close with him and thought he was maybe not possessed, maybe she killed them all, killed herself and let David live.
Yeah.
Well,
then he got blamed.
Unfortunately, due to this is what I'm going to go into very shortly, but police allege on return he waited for his father to come in from the caravan and go to the lounge where he would pray, and he shot him behind the computer alcove curtain, typed a message on the computer like I said before, and arranged the scene to make it look like a suicide and called 111, which is the equivalent of the New Zealand equivalent of the emergency number, 111, 111.
Oh, so the message on the computer was meant to be for David.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So he's trying to make it look, or he's allegedly trying to make it look like a
correct
suicide, except he lived because he's committed to work.
Yeah.
Delivering papers.
Exactly right. So he had an alibi, or alleged alibi at the time.
And what's the moral of the story? Go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a job, probably be good go to it.
Yeah. So the defence stated that Robin Bain, which is the father, aged 58, had killed the family because Laniette, which is one of the other children, was about to tell everyone about an incestuous relationship that they were having.
Oh, yeah,
The daughter and the father, or David
Correct.
and the mum?
And with him being a school teacher,
A lot
it
worse.
would have ruined him.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And that's okay, yeah.
But I'm going to go in a few bits and pieces as we go along. During the trial, which occurred, David Bain testified that after his morning run, he entered the house without turning the lights on, went downstairs to the bathroom where he washed his hands, which were covered with black newsprint. I would open and close quotation marks since he was doing a paper run.
It happens.
Yep. He put some clothes in the washing machine, and Bain noticed that bullets and the trigger lock of his rifle on the floor of his bedroom. And when he went back upstairs, he turned the light on. He found his mother, Margaret, dead in the room, heard Laniet gurgling, and found his father dead in the lounge. And at 7:09...
Gurgling?
Gurgling, yeah.
Oh, my God.
The death rattle.
Death rattle, thank you very much. And at 7:09 a.m, he rang 111, the New Zealand Police emergency number, in great distress. In his closing address, Crown Prosecutor Mr. Wright said that Bain murdered his family to gain his inheritance, which the parents had put aside for the new house. And in summing up, Justice Neil Williamson told the jury that the Crown had said that these events were so bizarre and abnormal that it was impossible for the human mind to conceive any of their logical or reasonable explanation.
Yeah, which points back to the family was unique.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I like that. I like unique. Like, I was going to say odd, but unique.
No, the family was unique.
Yeah.
So the defence for Mr. Bain, David Bain especially...
It wasn't him, it wasn't me.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, is that what it was?
So they said that Robin, which is the father, had committed the murder, and he said that little in the way of motive was presented for Robin. In a formal statement, a close friend of the family, Dean Cottle, told police that Laniet had confided in him that her father had been having an incestuous relationship with her, and she was planning on blowing the whistle the weekend before she and her family were killed.
Oh.
Wow.
But Cottle failed to show up to court when called, and when he did turn up, the judge found him unreliable as a witness and ruled against admission of his testimony.
Huh.
Oh.
Which they wouldn't, in a case like that, they wouldn't do it lightly.
No.
So he must have just not been credible.
There's a few issues.
Wow.
There.
So the defence submitted that Robin was a proud schoolteacher who had been rejected by his family and had snapped after months of pressure.
Why are they trying to pin it so hard on the dad?
Because he's dead.
That being said, David Bain was convicted of all charges in May 1995. So the son, aged 22, was convicted of all 5 homicides in 1995.
Wow.
And he received a mandatory life sentence for the murders and a minimum parole period of 16 years. David maintained his innocence.
5 homicides?
Yeah, that's not a lot for 5.
No. So it's a minimum of 16 years, but a life sentence. And life sentences in New Zealand are quite thin. So, very, very thin. So, life sentence there doesn't necessarily mean a life sentence. There's a non-parole period.
20 or 25 years, if that,
So, it was a gentleman who killed his stepdaughter who got 23 years minimum. But David maintained his innocence during the whole time he was in prison and received a large amount of support from high-profile people, including a former All Black, which is the New Zealand rugby team. Yep. His name was Joe Karam, and Joe Karam was adamant that David was innocent and assisted with obtaining a legal team to fight the case.
That's weird. Why are people going over, like, bending over backwards for something?
But it happens regularly in high profile
cases,
where people or like people in influential positions get so caught up in it themselves that they go, "No, I think this person's innocent. Oh, I personally should help. Fight this. I mean, I get it, but odd.
Yeah. Bottom line is, it's none of your fucking business. Stay out of it.
Yeah. So Mr. Karam assisted with the application, or at least the legal team assisted with the application to the New Zealand Court of Appeal, which was quashed, and they applied to the Privy Council, which is in England, who granted Mr. Bain, David Bain, a real retrial for his murder convictions.
What, in another country?
How can England say retrial him?
So, New Zealand...
No.
Yeah. So
Part of the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose,
So-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So New Zealand Court of Appeal said, no, we're not giving him a retrial. But then the Privy Council, and obviously it's changed now, but the Privy Council of England said, yep, give this guy a retrial.
Yep. Wow.
So, in March 2009, remember this happened in 1995, he was convicted. In March 2009, a retrial was started and finished 3 months later. So it took 3 months for the entire trial.
That's fuck all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, still
3 months
still
is a long
trial.
time,
Yeah.
12 weeks. The jury took less than a day to find David not guilty. Ooh. And he was set free.
No! Was he?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
David Bain was a free man and sought compensation for the 13 years he spent behind bars.
Oh, so he's a rich fucker now.
No. Wait.
He didn't do a Stephen Avery with the money, did he?
No. So in March 2010, David Bain lodged an application for compensation for wrongful imprisonment. His case fell outside government rules for compensation, meaning the government was not obliged to pay him anything.
Yes.
But may do so if he was able to establish his innocence on the balance of probabilities.
Which is not difficult.
No. And was also considered to be a victim of exceptional circumstances. The New Zealand government eventually paid him a payment of $925,000. Mm-hmm. He then changed his name to William Davies, started his own family, and moved to Australia. So David Bain walked away from prison, a free man in 2009.
With almost $1 million.
Almost $1 million. He started his own family.
$1 million New Zealand dollars, which is like $5 Australian dollars.
Yeah, exactly right.
Not
exchange
currently.
rate's terrible.
Australia.
Not currently.
Yeah, I mean, it's
back
not
in the
that
day.
bad,
Yeah.
So the Bain family murders have always been on the back of New Zealand minds, especially since they're now officially unsolved.
Yeah. Wow. Officially unsolved.
Now, I have 6 points I need to run past you, which I haven't gone into the full case, but I want to run past both of you. The story is very, very in-depth, and I want to leave you with some final points as to why I think David Bain got away with murder.
5 murders.
5, exactly right. There are approximately 25 minutes unaccounted for between when David arrived home to calling the emergency 111 number.
Ooh. So that came out in his original story.
Correct.
So he said, I got home at this time.
And I called at this time.
Found my mum dead, found my sister gurgling, and there was like 25 fucking minutes.
David Bain had told the 111 operator, or the 000 operator, that his family were all dead, and he said he'd only found his parents' bodies.
Oh, come on.
Wait for it.
Schoolboy,
Yeah. Okay.
David said he'd come home from his paper run, washed the outer clothes he had worn on his run, a top, and some other clothing. Included in the wash was the green jersey evidently worn by the murderer. David, who told the 1995 trial that the jersey belonged to his father, claimed he discovered the body of his families and then called 111. Think about it. He'd washed the murderer's top out along with other clothing at the time. Mm-hmm. Right. His father was found in another room in an apparent suicide. Bloodstains belonging to Robin were found on the carpet near the rifle, but some distance away from the body.
Which is not consistent with...
Which was beside a coffee table. Robin's body had fallen in an unnatural way, which in essence, had he indeed shot himself in the head. Now, Stephen, as I said earlier, was the 14-year-old brother. Mm-hmm. A smudge of Stephen's blood was discovered on the left-hand green curtain near Robin's body. The rifle was smeared with Stephen's blood, but the only blood found on Robin's body was his own, or too little analyze.
Yeah. So if okay.
So also on the curtain were drips of Robin's blood, brain, and skull. That being said, why would you clean all the blood off yourself after killing your own son if you were going to end your life anyway? Mm-hmm. And finally, police found a magazine for the rifle near Robin's right hand on its narrow edge. It had no fingerprints and was apparently wiped clean. In the photos of the magazine which I've seen, it can be seeing that Robin could have not have held the magazine in his right hand while shooting himself, which was stated by the defence. There are a lot more talking points about the Bain murders, but in my opinion, the jury got it right the first time with a guilty plea.
Yeah, man.
And although he spent a considerable amount of time in prison, David got away with murder 5 times over.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my God.
Just on those talking points, it's obvious.
So many. Yeah.
but if you want to deep dive into the whole topic, there's a podcast called Black Hands. It's a 10-part series about the murders, and it is well worth a listen. 100%.
10-part series.
Yeah, it's very, very good. I've used open source information from local newspaper reports, as well as a breakdown from the website noted.co.nz. So, Mr. Bain is walking free in Australia after killing his
William
entire
Davies.
family.
Wow.
William Davies. Yeah. So, that's my topic, the Bain murders.
Gentlemen, tonight was a treat of education and scary stories and frivolity and lots of microphone hits.
Indeed.
Well, shall we call it to a close, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
There's only gentlemen's here.
I prefer to be called a lady.
I identify as a female.
He identifies as a lady.
As a lady.
Okay.
Non-binary. I'm gender fluid.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 4. It comes to a close.